Alrighty, what is going on, everyone? Hello. Welcome. Sorry for the few minutes late start. I was watching some of the Nintendo Direct right now on social media. I was watching a few of the things. I was actually just watching the Banjo-Kazooie troll announcement, how they trolled with Duck Hunt, and then they changed it into really Banjo-Kazooie, which was kind of funny. So what is up, everyone? First of all, welcome. It is Tuesday, June 11th, 2019. And after a couple days of constant E3 coverage because of all the major press conferences that are now over, we're now back to regularly scheduled gameplay. I'll actually have a full day of gameplay for you guys in store here. Okay. So, that being said, I hope you guys are ready for double streams of fun gameplay. Now, what are we doing today? As I fully expected, what we're doing this week has been greatly influenced and changed by E3, because during the E3 press conferences, many announcements were made, some of which being that certain games are free to play this week that previously you had to purchase. Now, there's a couple games in the last year that I skipped out on and did not play, and being that they're now free this week, I think it's a great opportunity for me to check said games out. Alright, so today we are starting off with Fallout 76. What the hell? Yes, we are. If you remember, Fallout 76, one of the most hyped games of last year's E3. Everyone wondering what this game was going to be. Fallout fans were super hyped for it. I was super hyped for it. And then when the game came out, it was so bad that I skipped it. And I basically dodged a bullet. For most people who bought the game and played it, they said, Phil, you did the right thing. The game is terrible at launch. Absolutely full of bugs. Terrible, not fun to play. Just a really bad overall experience. And so, you know, as a Fallout fan, I was super disappointed. Now, it just came out worse and worse stories about how bad the game was and how it was rushed and smashed together with other assets from Fallout 4. And, you know, and this year's E3, Bethesda announced many improvements to come to the game shortly, including adding NPCs into the game, which is like the no-brainer thing that Fallout's supposed to fucking have, NPCs with dialogue trees, right? So, today, it is free. In fact, all this week, it started yesterday and it goes for a full week. Fallout 76 is completely free, okay? And they've added in a new Battle Royale mode that is exactly, you know, kind of like the Battle Royale in other games. So it's hilarious because, you know, everyone joked for like a year about memeing about, gee, I wonder what else they could put Battle Royale into since PUBG and then Fortnite became so ginormous, and now everything's Battle Royale. Fallout 76 now has Battle Royale, okay? So, I'm going to be playing it today on my first gameplay stream, and the good news is it looks like we're going to have a squad for it. It looks like we're going to have a mod squad. That's right, 3 of my moderators looks like they're going to be joining me today for Fallout 76. So, it should be a fun experience, at least to play with some people who played the game before. Quite frankly, I don't foresee myself playing this more than once. I think I just want to give it a shot just to see what it was. Alright, to see exactly what this game is. But I'm not going to buy it. Like, well, I'm not going to spend money on this game. You know what I mean? Like, it's such a train wreck of a game that I think it's going to be a cultural experiment just to play it and say, okay, now I see what the game was and why so many people panned this game. Okay, but I just want to see what it is at face value. This may end up being a very interesting stream. This may end up being a very kind of mediocre stream, depending on how it goes. I guess we're going to find out, guys. Okay? But if anything, it's at least an interesting experiment to see what the hell this game is. Alright? Later tonight, I'm doing my normal weekly Battle Royale session in Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Blackout. I always do this once a week. So that should be fun. It's a very interactive stream where mostly it's about us talking, although I do try to win, and I don't really usually, but, you know, we'll see how that goes later tonight, at 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, okay? Now, tomorrow, my main stream will not be gameplay. My main stream tomorrow is going to be a cumulative podcast, where I am going to go through the highs and lows of E3 2019, okay? And this is going to include not only things from the 4 press conferences I've already covered, which is Microsoft, Bethesda, Ubisoft, and Square Enix, but also announcements from EA's digital conference, from this morning's Nintendo Direct, which, by the way, we're going to talk about in a moment. And boy, there were a lot of good announcements in the Nintendo Direct this time around that I'm actually very interested in discussing at length tomorrow on the podcast, okay? So, I'm going to go through all that stuff, and I'm going to tell you guys what I thought were kind of the highlights of E3 this year and what were the lows of E3 this year, okay? And then we're going to do a cumulative look at the calendar this year. We're going to go through the entirety of 2019, and yes, even the first 3 months of 2020, to look at all the new game release date announcements, because we've had a ridiculous amount of them at E3, and in addition to just the ones this year, it seems like a ridiculous amount of games are coming out in March, April, and May of 2020, to the point where, I'm not exaggerating, I don't see how it's going to work, because it looks to me like so many games are coming out within a 2-month period. They're all going to cannibalize each other. And I don't know what they're thinking here. I mean, it used to always be holiday time. You know, September, October, November, December would be the 4 months. Actually, it's more September, October, November would be the 4 months where all the big hype games come out. And even though that is the case, there are some very hype games coming out this year. It seems like a lot of games have now pushed to that springtime, early spring. And I don't know how, when you have, I'm not even exaggerating, again, like 12 to 15 major AAA releases coming out within 2 months, how do you think people are going to play them all and or afford them all? And not to say that everyone plays every game. That's not the case. But you got to understand there will be people actively having to choose, you know, what they're going to play. So I don't know how this is going to work. I guess we're going to find out, you know. But anyway, tomorrow will be a very interesting, you know, podcast where I'm going to be talking about all this stuff at length. We're going to be covering all of it, and I'm sure there's going to be tons of discussion. It's going to be a really fun show. I'm excited for it. I hope you guys are excited for it too. The big E3 best and worst recap show tomorrow right here on stream, okay? Then tomorrow night, my late stream on Wednesday will be more Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations, where we're going to be beginning Case 5. Finally, after the 4 hours of build-up, we're finally going to be starting it up. It should be pretty fun to see how this case progresses now that Miles Edgeworth is actually on the defense. Ooh, right? Thursday's my day off this week from streaming, but I'll be back on Friday with the return of Final Fantasy IX. I know we've been away from it for a few days now. I know it's been a hiatus for those who are liking the playthrough, but I needed to do that, obviously, with everything E3 going on. So that's going to return on Friday. All right. And then on Friday night, I'm going to be doing a multiplayer stream of Mortal Kombat 11. Reason being, I played it last week. I played it with Sonya. I actually liked the character. And since then, I haven't had a chance to play it again. So this Friday, I'd like to do like a couple hours of multiplayer Friday night. Just to get some more Mortal Kombat in there for variety's sake. Okay, so I'll probably be playing with Sonya and then maybe some Sub-Zero and Garrus as well. Saturday. Okay, let's try that again. Saturday. Again, I'm going to be doing something on Saturday directly influenced by E3. They announced at the Ubisoft press conference that starting this weekend, I think it's starting this Friday, I want to say actually starting Thursday, for 4 days, the Division 2 would be free. Okay, now I never played a Division game at all, and I'm curious to see what these games are all about, considering I never touched one. Also, it looks like I may have some interest in a co-op partner who may be joining me on Saturday. So I'm going to be trying out the Division 2 as my main gameplay stream on Saturday just to see what the hell the game is, okay? So that's going to be Saturday's main gameplay stream. Saturday night, I'm probably going to be playing more MLB The Show chill streaming. And when I do, okay, I'm going to try to figure out how to edit my contract, because right now they've got me as a pinch hitter, which is incredibly boring. I like to be able to field and hit multiple times in a game, not only be at bat once a game. It's ridiculous, especially with my batting average being great. Why the hell in the game they've got me as a pinch hitter is fucking stupid. Like, the AI is so dumb. And a few people recommended how I could fix this, but I don't know how to do it because I didn't try it because I wasn't playing. So I'm going to try to fix this this coming Saturday night. All right. And then basically Sunday and Monday, we've got to see about, you know, what we're going to do. More than likely, there'll be more Final Fantasy in there. Okay. Maybe some Mortal Kombat. I don't know. Because the thing is, the new Mortal Kombat character, Shang Tsung, actually releases on Tuesday. So maybe it makes more sense for me to hold off on Mortal Kombat until Tuesday. Right? Also, it depends on how things go with Fallout 76 and The Division. You know, if I actually like the games and I want to play them again, those trials are both going on. I think one's till the 16th and one's till the 17th. So I would be able to play those again if I felt like it. And then basically once we get to next week, that's when all the new release madness starts. You got the first DLC character for Mortal Kombat. We've got Crash Team Racing. We've got Judgment. We've got the Sunken City. We got Super Mario Maker 2. Like, we got a lot of stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks for June. So June's going to have a very strong ending when it comes to new release content and all of that, okay? So I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited too. What a different week. You know, originally we thought the week was not going to have this, but we got all this variety with Fallout 76 and The Division 2 mixed in there now because they're free to play and I want to try them out. Okay? Pretty good, right? Now, very briefly, let's cover this Nintendo Direct conference because I want to talk about it more in detail tomorrow. You had a couple Smash Brothers announcements, including the hero of the Dragon Quest series, as well as Banjo-Kazooie, which was a huge surprise people were not expecting. Witcher 3 is coming to the Switch. That's kind of a surprise. Animal Crossing, sadly delayed till March, but is coming out in March, the new Animal Crossing. Zelda getting a couple games. First of all, the Link's Awakening remake, I believe is coming out in September. I think that's what it said. Don't quote me on that because I didn't write anything down yet. But I'm pretty sure that's in September. I'm excited for that, and I want to play that. And then they officially announced they're developing a direct sequel to Breath of the Wild, which is rare. They almost never do sequels when it comes to Zelda. So that's kind of wild that they're actually doing a direct sequel to that, okay? What else? I'm trying to think. There's a lot of announcements, a hell of a lot of announcements. No More Heroes 3. They're officially making a No More Heroes 3, which I thought, honestly, when they made that, what was it? Travis Touchdown's Revenge or whatever it was. I thought that was No More Heroes 3, but apparently it wasn't. Apparently it was just kind of a weird spin-off, and now they're officially making it. So, yeah, Panzer Dragoon is apparently getting a remake, right? I don't know about it. Like, there's Astral Chain and another game too. There's like 2 games I never heard of. So I don't know much about them. Yeah, I gotta look into those, but I guess those were announced as well. I guess Fire Emblem is getting a new game, but I don't think it had too much direct info. Maybe I'm wrong there, but I don't think it did. You know, I'm basically just trying to catch up on social media about everything that everyone talked about. So, but there was a lot. There was basically a lot that was discussed in the Nintendo Direct, and like I said, tomorrow I will be going over it in detail. I'll basically make a list of all this stuff to talk about. But, you know, in reality, you know, it was a pretty good, digital conference. Compare Nintendo Direct to EA's digital, thing from Saturday, and it's like apples to oranges. It's like this insanely delicious, juicy fruit with endless flavor versus, like, Brussels sprouts. That's really what it was like. It's like, goddamn. Like, talk about, good announcement after good announcement, and everyone got a little bit of something they were looking for, versus everyone just left with a bitter taste in their mouth with the EA stuff on Saturday. So, it was pretty good. I mean, admittedly, and I'm a critic of Nintendo a lot, but I actually thought that this Nintendo Direct was chock full of good stuff. So, even for me, this is good news for me. I'll be playing, I'm definitely playing the Link's Awakening redo in September, because I never played that one. I never played the ones for Game Boy, so I'd be very happy to play that in September, and a lot of these announcements are pretty good. I'd say, the Smash Brothers announcements are no-go for me. I don't really care. I'm certainly not going back to Smash Ultimate, and I'm not going to pay money for these DLC characters. I could care less about the game at this point. But, some of this other stuff was quite good. So, alright, so, Nintendo Direct was good. I give it 2 thumbs up. I'll be talking more about this in depth with more concrete info on tomorrow's podcast, so I hope that you guys will join me for that. Should be a fun time, okay? Alright, so here's the deal, guys. I'm looking forward to getting back into the swing of normal streaming. I know the last 2 days, the schedule's been all over the place. I apologize for that. It is what it is. That's what happens when E3 happens. But now, the days are going to go back to normal streaming times and everything. So I hope to see you here on the regular for some tons of variety streaming, especially this next week with these trials and everything I'll be doing. It's going to be pretty fun to be doing some variety of gameplay here on the streams. I hope you guys are excited for all of that, okay? Very nice. Good stuff. I also want to say thanks to those who were supportive the past couple of days. I'll be very honest. With the E3 stuff and the schedule weird and everything, it kind of derailed stuff. We have really good momentum with support and everything on streams. And the past couple of days, things basically got derailed when I was barely doing any gameplay. I'm hoping we can remedy that today, bringing back gameplay regularly to the streams again. Because I really need your support right now, as I've been telling you guys. Right now, financially, I'm in the worst position I've ever been in my life. And you guys have been helping me out tremendously. And then all of a sudden E3 came and it was like, boop, completely derailed because of that. All my momentum that I had for the last week kind of completely crashed. So hopefully we can get some of that back today. And first of all, big positive announcement for those of you who have not been around the past couple days because of the E3 stuff. We hit the sub goal for the month. We have hit the subscriber goal. That means we are 100% doing the Viewer's Choice event, and I'll be setting that up either tomorrow or at the end of the week, all right, where you are going to be able to nominate games that I'm going to do a full playthrough of. The way it's going to work is probably for 2-3 weeks, people will be nominating on my forums on thekingofhate.com. Everyone will be eligible to nominate, okay? Then we're going to narrow it down, all right? And we're going to narrow it down to, say, I don't know, maybe top 10, dependent on number 1, game selection, and number 2, the frequency that the games were nominated. And we're going to do a poll that everyone's going to vote on, all right? Now, at the very same time, if you're a patron of mine, you're going to get priority access because you're also going to be able to nominate and vote on games in your own special threads on my forums. And whatever game you guys nominate the most will end up making to the end poll by default, okay? So if you're a patron of mine, priority access, and your game has a chance to make it in much higher chance than everyone else's. But everyone else also, it's going to be a completely open situation where you can nominate stuff on the forums, okay? Pretty neat. So, it should be fun. And I'm very, very excited to see what you guys nominate for a Viewer's Choice, the first ever Viewer's Choice event game. People have asked for this for years, and I'm finally doing it. I'm happy we hit the sub goal that we can do it. Like, I'm really excited. What game will you guys choose for me to play? Excuse me. What games will you pick for me to play? What I'm hoping is maybe we can get this determined by July, and it could be a playthrough that I start up maybe in July and balance with all the other stuff that I'm doing, okay? Should be fun. Should be fun. It could be anything. I mean, everything's eligible as long as it's an actively available game that I can buy and play and capture. I mean, there's so many games out there. People right now in Stream Chat throwing out so many ideas. Metroid Prime 2, Knights of the Old Republic, World of Warcraft, Roblox, Persona 3 Redemption Run, Sonic Dreams Redemption Run. Some people are obviously trolling, but I digress. It should be a fun event to see what people nominate and everything. All right, so I just want to throw that out there right now. It's not here yet. Oh, Banjo-Tooie, that's true. Banjo-Tooie's a good one. Barbie Horse Adventures, that's an amazing one. There you go. Oh my god. So anyway, yeah, we'll see what happens. Again, I'll let you guys know when that's set up and when you can start nominating games. I'm very excited to see what you guys start nominating, okay? Alright, so anyway. So the reason I brought all that up is, now we're back to normal streams, normal scheduled times and everything. I really need your support right now, guys, and as much as I appreciate all your contributions via Patreon, Teespring, cheering and subbing and all of that, I do. I really appreciate it. I really need your help with tips right now. I'm not getting paid for another 4 days at the least from Twitch, and then, of course, it takes a day for that money to clear. So you're talking potentially 5+ days, and I have major bills that need to clear in the next few days. So anything you tip me helps me directly, because I'm going to put that directly towards bills, okay? Please, if you like my content, if you like the E3 coverage the last few days, you like the daily streams, you like everything I do, please consider tipping me right now. I really need the help. There's 2 ways you can tip me. If you look below the stream, there's a tips jar button that you may click on. Or if you type !tip into the stream chat, that will bring up a link that brings up my PayPal tips page. If you're going to tip me, you can be anonymous. You do not have to use your real name. If you're afraid that people are going to troll you or whatever, that's perfectly fine. In addition to that, you don't need a PayPal account to tip me. You can use a debit or credit card, all right? So please consider it, all right? Please consider it. Yes, I did make several $100s in tips recently. I love this guy. Didn't you just make hundreds of dollars recently? Yes, and that went to bills. As I said, this is the worst financial position I've ever been in my entire life. I need as much support as possible right now in the short term to get through this next week, or else I'm screwed, okay? And by the way, that's cutting corners. That's, already financially, there's things I'm already doing, and I still, I'm still in this position. It sucks. I don't want to bother you guys with personal shit going on in my life, why this is happening. I don't, but just letting you know, I really need the help if you can, all right? Fair enough? Okay. There you go. So, I guess what we're going to do here is very quickly just review the fact that during streams, if you do contribute, I give you shout-outs, all right? I am going to give you a shout-out if you cheer, sub, or tip during today's stream. As you see, we have a stream stats leaderboard at the top of the screen. So if you're the top cheerer or top tipper of the day, you will get recognition, all right? In addition, if you guys haven't noticed, because I didn't even really mention this yesterday, the cheering leaderboard reset on Sunday night. And so if you cheer today, you have a high potential to get up in the top 10 cheerers of the week on the leaderboard because it's, reset. And yesterday, like I said, with the E3 stuff, everything was very slow. So really big potential to get up on that leaderboard if you cheer today, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give shout-outs to those who've contributed so far, update the leaderboard, and then we're going to do a shout-out to the top cheerers of the week so far, and then we're going to get set up here with Fallout 76. Now, by the way, guys, like I said, I have a full squad, supposedly, a mod squad, where, some of my chat moderators are going to be joining me in this game, and it's probably going to take a few minutes to set up, quite frankly, to get it going. And so once I finish this pre-stream, have to give it like 10, 15 minutes, I guess. We'll see. Hopefully it doesn't take that long. But basically forming a party, and then I got to boot the game for the first time, and more than likely they're going to have me create a character, right? And you got to probably get into the wasteland, and then maybe have a party can join you, and then do stuff. We're probably just going to be wandering around and checking stuff out, seeing what missions are available, do a few of those. And definitely I want to check out this Battle Royal, mode before the end of today's session. So, we'll see how it goes. Alright? We're definitely going to see how it goes. And go from there. But I'm not expecting much. Just being very honest with all of you. I'm not expecting much from Fallout 76. From all the things I've heard, that it's not very good. Alright? It's pretty grindy, pretty generic, pretty not fun. And that's why people hate this game. Okay. Alright, let's do some shout-outs, guys. Okay? Ah, crap. Here we go. With the laptop nonsense. Come on. Okay. So we start off with Xbox One is Garbage, who tipped me $1 overnight and says, are you going to play the free Borderlands 2 DLC? The game is free right now with PS Plus. It's about 3 to 4 hours long, depending on how many side quests you do, and it bridges the gap between Borderlands 2 and 3. Probably not. Borderlands 3 is coming out in September, and you're right, I believe that this month, the Handsome Collection, or whatever it's called, for Borderlands is free for PS Plus subscribers, which I indeed am one, obviously, or I wouldn't be able to play games online at all, but I don't know if I really want to play. They're saying the Borderlands DLC is free this week, and if you don't get it this week, then you have to buy it. I don't think I'm too interested in it. I mean, we all know what Borderlands is, right? We all know. We've played it before. And am I hyped for Borderlands 3 to jump back into that kind of looter-shooter, grindy universe in a co-op setting? Yes. But do I really want to do it now? Probably not. Maybe I'll download it. Here, let's see. Let me see here. Maybe I'll queue it up to download. Let's see here if I can, it would be under PS Plus, right? The Handsome Collection. Here it is, free June games. Yeah, it's Borderlands, the Handsome Collection, and Sonic Mania. If you guys didn't play Sonic Mania, I strongly recommend that you get it. It's an incredibly fucking good game. Especially if you like classic Sonic. Like, this is totally up your alley. It's that good, man. Okay? Alright, so I just added the Handsome Collection to my library. Okay? And here it is. Commander Lilith and the Fight for Sanctuary. Special promotional offer. Available. Okay, it's till July 8th, guys. So if you get it between now and July 8th, it's free. If you wait till after July 8th, it's not. I just added it. There you go. I just added it. It's actually downloading the DLC now, which is ridiculous because I didn't even download the main game. I guess I should tell it to download the main game too. That's a possibility. Okay, it's a possibility, something to check out. If you got, maybe, let me put it this way. I really don't have much going on until the release of Crash Team Racing. So if this coming week, if you guys want to see me play this, I would definitely consider it. Okay, it's you know, if it really is only 3 to 4 hours long, it's not that much of a giant time investment. I guess I would consider it. Here, let me download this. PlayStation Plus. Here it is. Borderlands: The Handsome Collection. Let me get this downloading now. Okay. Download. I mean, damn, it's been a long time since I played Borderlands, guys. So, is it the Handsome Collection 1, 2, and the pre-sequel? Because I played 1 and 2. I played 1 solo. I played 2 co-op with John Rambo. And I never played the pre-sequel at all. Not that I'm interested in it. I'm really not. But if you guys want to see me play this DLC, I might. Good Vibe City says you can start the DLC at level 30 if you've no character save. I don't. I don't have it. So, oh, it's only 2 in pre-sequel? It doesn't have 1? Really? That's kind of lame. That is kind of lame. That they don't have 1 in there. Well, it is what it is, I guess. I'm not going to complain. It's free, but, okay, so, yeah. So, maybe I'll do that this week, too. So, maybe we'll have today Fallout 76, Saturday, The Division 2, and then maybe, like, Monday, I could do, like, this Borderlands DLC for variety's sake. I mean, there's a lot of variety here now this next week. All because of E3, right? Pretty cool. Okay, so anyway, yeah, thank you for the suggestion. Xbox One is garbage. Based on your suggestion, we may directly be doing this week. Cool. Italian Frog cheered overnight and said, can you add a compressor filter to your microphone in OBS? Let's see what he's explaining here. He says, when you lean back in your chair, it can be hard to hear you, especially over gameplay, and the compressor filter helps level out audio that's too quiet or too loud. I don't know if you're going to want that. The reason I say that is constantly people kind of say that it sounds like my audio is too loud. And if I do a filter that's going to, change that, I don't know. I don't know anything about a compressor filter at all. I'm not a technical guy. I don't even know how the hell that would work. So if anyone has a recommendation on this, or maybe wants to try to help explain it, and you want to contact me, you can tweet me at They Call Me DSP. You can email me, darksidephil@hotmail.com. You can post it on my forums, thekingofhate.com, and I'll look into it, but I'm not promising anything because I don't know anything about it. Okay? Okay. Kill Bill cheered and said, I'm sure you heard about Shenmue 3 being an Epic exclusive now. People who backed it on Kickstarter were promised a Steam key, and now they won't get one. Needless to say, they want a refund. Last message they put out stated the refunds will not be given. You agree with Epic Store's business practices? I don't know anything about this. Everyone seems to hate the Epic Store. All right, for various reasons. I really don't know if this is what you're saying is true at all. I mean, obviously, from an objective standpoint, if everything you've just said is 100% factually true, obviously that's messed up. Excuse me. If someone is contributing via a Kickstarter to make a game happen, and they're promised said version of said game, and then that is not delivered on, obviously that's a problem. I would believe, and I don't know if I'm wrong here because I don't know everything about Kickstarter. Isn't that a case to get them like in trouble with Kickstarter? Couldn't these people, if there's thousands of people who wanted a Steam key for the game and they can't get it now, couldn't they go to Kickstarter and say, listen, this is what we were promised, we're not getting it, and therefore we want restitution? Because that's illegal, right? I mean, is that correct or not? Playcool says it's true they backed up for Steam, but now Epic Launcher will have the game first. Well, here you go. Here's where you get to the gray area. When they contributed via Kickstarter to make the game happen, were they promised exclusive first access to the game on PC, or were they just promised, well, eventually you'll get a Steam key for it? Because if it's an Epic Store exclusive, and let's say the Epic Store gets it for 6 months first, and then the Steam keys go out, then that's a legal technicality where, no, they have no right to do anything. And, so this is the problem with Kickstarter. A lot of people get promised the world, and then all these things happen later, and then they get all pissy and pissed off about it. And in a lot of cases, I guess it's warranted. If this is the case, I think it is warranted. But, you know what I mean? I don't know how it works. Again, I don't know how it works. So it would be pretty foolish of me to try to chime in with any kind of definitive opinion when I don't really have enough knowledge about it, okay? 2Bar King did a 100-bit cheer. Thank you, 2Bar King. Let's get you up there today. You're actually the top cheerer of the day so far. Crap. There you go. Now we start off with people who tipped me. Jack the Prick tipped me $1 and says, unban me on your channel because you ramble on for an hour instead of starting gameplay. Okay, time to ignore you. Thanks for the $1 tip. Uzi Gohar tipped $1 and said, daily reminder that the Raptors lost, so Alice was wrong. Okay, then. I guess that's sports. I don't know anything about that. But Uzi Gohard, we'll get you up there as the top tipper of the day because I'm not going to give a troll that recognition. So there you go. All right, continuing on. CM Fool tipped me $1 and says, DSP, can we nominate Final Fantasy VIII? I mean, you can, but it's not out yet. Final Fantasy VIII Remake was one of the announcements last night during the Square Enix press conference that it is coming out, a remaster, which, by the way, it looked like shit. What they showed was choppy as hell, much like the Final Fantasy IX remaster, so it's probably going to be just as bad. I mean, you can, with this viewer's choice coming up, you could choose to nominate Final Fantasy VIII, but the remaster isn't out yet. So you'd have to wait then for the remaster to actually release for me to play it. And my whole goal here, I was expecting to play it during the summer. So, X Legacy did a 100-bit cheer. He says, I know you played Sleeping Dogs. Have you played the previous 2 true crime games? No, I've never played a true crime game before. Only Sleeping Dogs. And apparently Sleeping Dogs was supposed to be like True Crime Hong Kong, but then the publisher dropped it, and it had to be rebranded, and then when it eventually was published by Square Enix, it became Sleeping Dogs. So, no, never played any true crime games, never. Egg Gangster cheered. He says, would you consider playing Jackbox games with fans again for the viewer's choice? No. Absolutely not. Because all it would be is insane insults and trolling and probably personal attacks against my wife that I'm not going to fucking tolerate. So, I'm not going to do it. Jack the Prick tipped another $2 with more insults. So I'm not going to give him any credit. Tough titties. I will add it to the top, or the total tips of the day. But tough titties for being a dick. And then I received another $1 tip from a troll. Wow, all these tips are from trolls today. So we're up to $5 in tips. Wait a minute. It's supposed to be $5, not $1. We're up to $5 in tips, but mostly for trolls. So they get no recognition. Okay. Philly Buckeye cheered. He says, my biggest takeaway from yesterday, watching kind of unfunny games, is that you need to be bland, humorless, PC, family-friendly, with no personality on Twitch to make it big and get promoted. Sucks. I'm not going to personally say anything in regards to any other streamers at this point, but what I will say is it certainly seems to me that basically doing exactly what you just described gets you in with game publishers. And once you're in with game publishers, now you get all these crazy opportunities. You get games early. You get exclusive streaming access to play games early, to promote the game. You get the paid shill opportunities to get paid to play a game early, and you can't even give an honest opinion on it. But it doesn't matter because you get paid. You know what I mean? Who cares if you're being honest about a game if you're getting paid? And then you get all the promotional opportunities. You get promoted. You get to be hosting streams, and you get to do all this stuff. As you guys know, I've never been like that, ever. In my entire time as 11 years as a content creator, I don't pull punches. I'm very honest with all of you. And although I'll be honest, over the years I've matured, and I don't necessarily do the kind of ridiculous, immature kind of comedy stuff that I used to do. Admittedly, I've changed. I feel for the better. I still am the kind of very opinionated guy that I'm going to tell you like it is. I'm not going to hold back. I'm going to show rage if I feel like it's legitimized. You know, I'm not going to be this incredibly bland, PC, boring fucking guy. I'm just not going to do it. And I'm never going to. At this point, I've now been doing this for 11 years. I'm not going to change. You know what I mean? And the bottom line is that these people who you now see forced down your throat all the fucking time, there's a reason for it. I mean, I'm going to be honest, and I definitely don't want to be insulting to anyone, but in particular, these kind of funny games guys, I'd never heard of them at all. When all of a sudden, like 4 years ago, they started being shoved down our throats constantly. Like, who the fuck are these guys? I don't know who the fuck they are. Yet, oh, look, at the Game Awards, they're getting awards, and, you know, they're getting all this recognition. They're at E3 with high priority and all that. I'm like, who the fuck are they? I've never heard of them. And all of a sudden, overnight, they're like the guys in the gaming industry to get all the attention. You know? Now, by the way, I just want you to understand where I'm coming from. This is not a statement that I feel that I should be, you know, in line with them and their popularity at all. I don't believe that at all. You know, I'm my own guy, and, you know, I basically don't ever think I'm going to be popular. All right, just being honest here, I don't. I'm not going to be anywhere near as popular as I ever was. I'm okay with that as long as I can just make a living doing what I love. I don't really care. I'm not looking to be the figurehead like they are. I'm not. I'm just wondering, how on earth did these guys come out of literally out of nowhere? Never fucking heard a word from any of them. Don't know who the fuck they are. And all of a sudden, oh my God, look, they're a top promoted stream, and everything on YouTube there is getting millions of views, and they're at E3, the top guys. If I remember the big controversial part where this started, is when they got an early copy of Metal Gear Solid 5 years ago. So that was what, 2015? They got an early copy of Metal Gear Solid 5, and they were playing it, and they were playing it horribly. Like, they were terrible at the fucking game. And everyone was like, why the fuck did they get the game early? Like, who are they to get this game early and be able to get thousands of views on streams and extra money because they get to play this fucking game early when everyone else has to wait to play the game, right? Now, this was 4 years ago. Now, it's become super duper commonplace that the elitist group of content creators and streamers get everything early because they have become the golden boys of the game industry. You know, these guys at Kinda Funny Games are like the golden boys. They get everything early, they play everything early, they get exclusive invites and access to every fucking event for gaming. Like, they're the in guys. Why? Can anyone actually explain it? Seriously, can anyone fucking explain it? Why? What do they do that's so good? What do they do that's so amazing and different that they've earned that distinction? And can anyone answer that with a legit answer besides no, they've just been chosen to be it? You know what I mean? And that's what it seems like right now. We've got a gaming industry where we've got top content creators who have been handpicked by the gaming industry, the publishers themselves, to be the top promoters of games. And I kind of have to agree with you that, you know, when you're watching E3 and you're seeing these particular people are being chosen to host and do it, and you're like, but you watch it for 5 minutes, you're like, I didn't laugh, I wasn't entertained, they didn't add any insight to anything, they're just a bunch of fucking dudes, you know, basically talking nonsense, fluff content, because they're so goddamn PC and boring, right, that, why did they get this opportunity? I don't know, and I can't answer that, you know. I've been around for 11 years. I've strived to be different and to be an individual and to be a very opinionated, polarized guy and to never pull punches. And the gaming industry doesn't like that. They don't want that. They don't want that as a top guy. They want bland. They want cookie cutter, bland, safe, PC, you know, the most, you know, unoffensive, boring crap possible. That's what they want. That's what they've selected. So you can support that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Or you can't. It's up to you. I don't know what to tell you. Okay? Let's continue. The amazing Squid Lady cheered and said, wouldn't it be scare away new viewers in the chat if it is in follower or sub-only mode? It depends. If it's in follower-only mode temporarily, that's okay. If it's in follower-only mode forever, yes. I don't support the chat being in follower-only mode forever. I don't know why it would be if there's no reason to. So right now, I'll take a look, and if it is, I'm turning it off. I've told my mods this before. Stop putting it in follower. It's not. It's not in follower-only mode right now, and it's not in sub-only mode. So I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about, Squid Lady. Okay? Let's continue. Dusty Dead tipped me $1, and my whole thing froze. What the fuck? Oh my god, I can't get my fucking thing to move. What's going on? There we go. What the fuck? Alright, so anyway, thank you, Dusty Dead, for $1 tip. Save the Pig the Game did a 200-bit cheer. He's glad to be back. Thanks for the assist the other day. Yes, unless I see you doing anything offensive, you're fine. Then Spedgy did a 300-bit cheer to become the top cheerer of the day. Excuse me. And he says, please buy Final Fantasy VIII. The game is way underappreciated. I hate it. I played it when it was a new release. I really detested the game. Again, if people want to see me play it, eventually I would consider it. But considering that I'm playing Final Fantasy 9 right now, I doubt I'm playing another Final Fantasy game this year. Especially a throwback one. Alright. 2Bar King did a 300-bit cheer. Thank you, 2Bar King, for the cheer. Tanamouter did a 200-bit cheer. Thank you, Tanamouter, for the 200 bits. Sniffmaster 2000, which is the detractor meme. Not for me, but for someone else, tipped $1, and I'm not going to read the stupid message that they put up, so thanks again. I don't understand why these people think I'm going to read the crap that they're putting up just because they tip me. They're going to be stupid. But thank you for the tip. Big Bill's Bob Nuts. What the fuck? Subscribe to the channel. Thank you for the sub. Walgrain cheered. He says, as much as you want to complain on others, you used to get perks as well, like going to E3 some years ago. Would you argue that your situation is different? You do realize that when I went to E3, that was an anomaly. Okay, it really was. It was 100% an anomaly. The reason that I got sent to E3 was because they wanted to promote a shitty game, and I didn't even really promote the game because they fucked up the launch of it. So I'm pretty sure they didn't like that I went to there, I played their game. The game wasn't bad, but the whole launch of it was botched and fucked up. So I never even eventually played it or covered it. Instead, I just covered E3 in depth that year and did more video coverage than anyone else who went under Machinima's umbrella. And then I was never invited back. And by the way, it wasn't that, oh, we're not inviting content creators this year. They just didn't invite me back after that. Because I didn't play their game. I didn't promote their shitty game. I basically talked very honestly about the launch of the game and how it was completely botched and ruined. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, there was a game called Hawken. And it was a mech combat game that was free to play on PC. And it was supposed to release. They hyped it up. It was at E3. That was the reason I was sent there, to promote the game. I played it and I put a couple videos out of it. And then it was supposed to come out in the fall, and it didn't. It got delayed and delayed and delayed to the point, but when it finally came out, no one cared about it anymore. The game had zero momentum. And I was told that if I promoted the game when it came out, I would get paid extra money. And I told them, no, I'm not going to, because you had your chance and I don't care about the game anymore. And after that, I was never invited to do anything ever again for Machinima. So there you go. Because I was honest about the game, I basically was kind of blacklisted from being able to do any events for Machinima ever again. And now I can talk about that because now I'm not with Machinima anymore and they don't even fucking exist anymore. So I can actually talk about it publicly. Yeah, that's really what happened. Was they sent me to E3 to cover this game. I went to this party where people were playing the game, and I played it a few times. I actually liked the game, and I said, cool, when it comes out, I'll cover it. Now I'm going to cover E3. And I did more E3 coverage than anyone else there for Machinima. They even admitted so. They said, wow, you really worked your ass off covering E3, and thank you for that. It makes us look good. And then when Hawken came out, I didn't cover it because it got delayed too many times. And by the time it came out, no one cared about it anymore. And I told them as much. I said, they fucked up the game. I don't care about it. By the way, it was actually Woody's Gamertag who basically kind of cannibalized the whole campaign. What he did is he waited for Hawken to come out, and he put out an insane amount of videos of Hawken and made all the money on the campaign. So everyone else who wanted to cover Hawken made no money, and he made all of it, apparently. From what I'm to understand, that's what happened, because what they were doing was, the way the campaign worked, if you did videos about Hawken under the Machinima banner, you could use a certain tag in the description of your videos and stuff like that, and you would basically make extra money. So what Woody's Gamertag did is, he already had like a ton of videos ready to go, and as soon as the campaign launched, he uploaded like non-stop coverage of Hawken on his channel, and apparently made thousands of dollars off of Hawken, and no one else under Machinima made anything. So that's the real reality of me going to E3 is, they sent me there to cover a game that basically was completely flopped at launch. When it finally released, one guy made all the money. And I basically was like, this is the most fucked up campaign ever. Why would I want to be a part of stuff like this in the future? And then I was never involved ever again with them, with that stuff. So. But anyway, no, I'm not part of any elitist group that got special priority. In fact, that was one of the very few times ever that I got any kind of anything out of stuff. I would say the only other time that I got any kind of special treatment was when I went to, when I got the early copy of Fallout 4, which I'm surprised the shit out of me. I don't know why I got it. I had requested a copy of it, but I had never actually gotten anything free before. And getting that game free was like, it blew me away. And ever since then, ever since I played the game, I never really got anything ever again. That was it. So 2 things ever in my 11 years that I got priority. Went to E3 once, and I got an early copy of Fallout 4. So there you go. That's the 2 things in 11 years that I ever got. Unlike these golden boys who you see constantly promoted everywhere, constantly getting all the early opportunities. They're the elitist group that game publishers have chosen to be their figureheads, the most bland guys ever. Okay? Okay. Continuing on. Hardy Buck tipped $2. That puts Hardy Buck the top tier, or the top tipper of the day. He said, I've been working abroad for 6 months and now I'm back. Why was I banned? I'm a fan. I have no idea. I can't tell you that, Hardy Buck. If you feel that you were banned unfairly or whatever, you got to message me or Ahmad, and we'll look into it. I have no idea what to tell you what happened. I don't have the ability to check that out right now either. But I'd be more than happy to review that for you. Okay. Xbox One is garbage. Tip me $1.50. That brings up to $10 in total tips. He said Modern Warfare is going to be the only game I buy. The most expensive edition looks so damn good. COD's going to be great again. Well, that's one of the things. It wasn't really presented at any press conference at all. So I'm definitely going to have to look into it and see what information was released at E3 about it, because I don't really know. Mr. Terrahawk cheered. He says it's like game creators are afraid of honesty. They are. Because God forbid, imagine me getting a game early, playing it, and saying, wow, this game is okay. Well, that's it. That's, God forbid someone's honest. You know what I mean? They know I'm going to be honest. I've always been honest. So they don't want me. They don't, Or God forbid, imagine if I got an early copy of Lords of the Fallen. Okay, then. Egg Gangster cheered. He says, the trolls are out in full force. You must have melted some snowflakes during your E3 coverage. No nice names, cheers. And what kind of thing can people wake you up for? What? I have no idea what you just said. Spedgy did a 200-bit cheer. He says, you looking forward to the Dragon Ball Z RPG? The gameplay and graphics look wicked. The gameplay and graphics look the same as Dragon Ball Xenoverse to me, but then again, I didn't necessarily see too much of it. I only saw what they presented in the trailer at the press conference, so maybe if I see more information about it, I'll be more excited, but for now, see, for me, here's the thing. The gimmick of Dragon Ball Z is wearing off, reason being it's the same plot lines over and over and over now. You know what I mean? Like, we've seen the original Dragon Ball Z plotline a million times. I've played it as a fighting game. I've played it as an action combat game. Now I'm going to play it as an RPG. It's like, how many times can you play it? It's the same thing. You see what I mean? So, I don't know if I'm very excited about it, being very honest. Chewbacca cheered. He says, do you think they did Tifa justice in the Final Fantasy VII Remake? Do you like her redesign? I mean, her redesign's more realistic. What you got to remember is Final Fantasy VII, the original game, had these weird chibi-like deformed bodies. Everyone was like short and squat and weird proportions. And now that they're trying to do the game realistic, you got to make it realistic. You know what I mean? Like, now they're making everyone look decent, in my opinion. And I like that. I think that the game looks better now with more realistic character design. Okay? So, for me, I think it's fine. I like it. Let's see. Gen 2000 tipped me $1 and tried to troll. And I'm not going to read it because it's a stupid troll. So, congrats on wasting your time. Oh my god. Jose Cuervo tipped $1. He says, the reason Greg Miller and Too Many Games is so popular, I think you mean Kinda Funny Games, is because of their dreamy eyes. It's easy to get lost in them. Would you like to present at E3 one day? The only time that I would consider presenting at E3, alright, is if I was actually allowed to be honest about whatever I was presenting. Whether it was hosting a stream, like the E3 stream or whatever, or if I was introducing a game or whatever, I wouldn't. But listen, you gotta let me be honest. and talk exactly what I think about this, okay? You know, and they would not want that. Imagine me at the Ubisoft press conference. I'm the host, and I'm like, man, it's great to see those dancers come out and waste 15 minutes of everyone's time, but now here's something you actually want to see. I mean, I'd probably be applauded as the best host ever, but also they would never invite me back anyway, so. There you go. All right, continuing on, Dusty Dead tipped $1. He says, you didn't read my last message. You're right, because it was stupid, and I already read it. I already read your nonsense last week, and I'm not wasting my time with it. Knox tipped me $1. He says, did you get Rock Band 4 in the Order 1886 for free? I know I did get Rock Band 4 for free. The weirdest thing is I didn't ask for it. I never asked for Rock Band 4 at all, and they just sent it to me. That's how desperate they were, I guess, to promote their game. I didn't ask for it, and I got it, and I was like, well, I guess I might as well do something with it. The Order 1886, I don't even remember. I really don't remember at all if I got it for free. Maybe I did. There was one year, I want to say it was either 2000, I think it was 2006. Excuse me, that's stupid. I think it was 2016. Boy, did I screw that up. Where I think I got a bunch of free stuff, some of which I asked for, and some of which I didn't. And it was so weird. That was the year that Machinima, like, was sending free stuff out of nowhere. And that's what I mean, like, Fallout 4, I remember at one point during the year, they gave a list of games, and it was like a list of like 50 games. And they were like, out of these games, honestly, which ones are you interested in? And I think I checked off maybe 10. And I ended up getting, like, some games that I asked for, and other games that I didn't. They just sent them. And I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, Rock Band was one of them. I got it. I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, I didn't ask for this. And then I ended up doing a stream of it, but pretty weird. Anyway, thanks, guys, for the tips. I think at this point we're up to around, I can't even see. What the fuck? I think we're up to about $15 in tips, okay? So just a reminder, everyone, if you really want to help me out today, please tip me. Tips are the best way to support me today. Although I do appreciate everything else, the tips are going to go straight to bills, and I need it. I need the support right now. I seriously do, okay? I'm not going to get paid at least till this weekend, so I need help if you can at all do it. Fair enough? All right, guys, let's go ahead and let's end the pre-stream. Well, actually, hold on. I wanted to give credit to the top cheerers first. My bad. Let's give credit to the top cheerers of the week. Okay? So, I know it's early, but thank you to the top 10 cheerers. We start off with Ivana Bendover in 10th place, Vote Democrat in 9th, a tie for 7th between Save the Pick the Game and Tanamouter, DJ Runo in 6th, Egg Gangster and Last Rambo tied for 4th, Two Bar King in 3rd, Spedgy in 2nd, and Mr. Papavera in 1st place. Okay? Very nice. No nice names cheered. He said, what kind of thing like food can someone wake you up for? What kind of thing do you like so much that you have no problem to wake up for? What the? This is the weirdest question. Why do you think I even have a problem waking up? Like, I'm very confused here. I don't even understand what you mean by the question. I don't have problems getting up. Like, maybe if you're talking years and years ago, I had an issue. But I don't anymore. Like, I actually have a normal schedule. I get up between 8 and 9 a.m. I have a normal morning. I have a normal work schedule. I'm in line with normal people now. Like, I used to be weird. I used to sleep in super late or whatever. But I just have no idea what you're talking about. So, Smash Me tipped me $1. He says, here's some advice. Stop talking. Get on with the fucking game. Alright, well, just because you said that, Smash Me. Alright. What I'm going to now do is I'm actually going to talk for another 25 minutes. There you go. Only because you had to be a dick. How about that? Alright, anyway, we're going to continue on here. Someone claiming to be Swaggins, who obviously is not Swaggins, did a $4 tip and said, I can't believe The Witcher 3 is going to be on the Switch. That's wild. Also, did you see that Code Vein got a release date for September 27th? Yes, I did. You're actually the top tipper of the day with a $4 tip, but you're not really Swaggins. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to name you Not Swaggins. Thank you for the $4 tip. And now we're up to $20 in tips total today. Thank you for that. Thank you, Not Swaggins. I appreciate that. Okay, Ed Gangster Judy said, just working my way up. Thanks for your authentic content. And no nice names. Again, cheers. That's not what I meant. It's like you can always wake me in the middle of the night for McDonald's, for example. No, I'm not like that. I'm not a person who like gives into crazy cravings and does that stuff. In fact, I'm very disciplined in that regard. If I get a craving, I usually don't go in for it or fulfill it. So I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about. Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, here's what we're gonna do. Since we've now given all the shout outs, I'm gonna take a break. It's gonna be a longer break. Reason being, I need to get the lobby set up with everybody. So what I'm gonna do is actually get this lobby set up with my squad. I'm gonna talk to them about how we should go about it because I never played Fallout 76 before. I don't know if I need to like do an intro. I probably have to do like character creation or something like that first. I'm assuming before I even get stuff going. You know what I mean? So I'll probably have to do that and then get into the game and then meet up with the party and go from there. I don't really know how it works in Fallout 76, and then we're just going to basically do some exploring and content, some gameplay, you know, missions, and we're going to try out the Battle Royale mode today. That's really the whole point of this. But so, let's take a break while I get all this set up. Okay. And go from there. Sound good? All right, guys. Thank you. Let's take a break. All right, go short break. Get this set up. I'll be back with Fallout 76 hijinks. Okay, guys? I'll see you in a bit. All right.